my name is Honey.
We're back to another episode of Widjaja. So this week's episode is about Off the Beaten Path. What does it mean? It means basically we met 3 guest speakers who went through such struggles and hardships in their life
And how they overcome it. They're really inspiring on what field they're doing, and they come from a different field, which is amazing.
and they give back to the society, guys. So I think this is very important. And we learn so much from attending their seminar. They teach us about so many
Life.
lessons on life. So without further ado,
Our first guest speaker is
Mr. Dickie Widjaja. He is the head of business development for Purple Analytics Asia Pte Ltd and also partner for Round the Globe.
He is also the technical advisor for Asia Funding Club and also the commissaries for Dr. Gadget.
Our second guest speaker is
Mr. Aris Johannes Ilias. He is one of the founder for ITCFB or IT Center for the Blind. Our third guest speaker is
Mr. Arvid. He is the associate director and business development for Vocanic Group, and he was also a senior product development manager and also vice president professional or social media executive for Reach Local in Amsterdam, Netherlands.
What's really interesting about Mr. Dickie Widjaja that the fact that he keep telling us a motivational phrases or quotes that tell us to keep moving forward, that you should do everything based on yourself, not others.
And throughout 16 years in 12 companies and 2 layoffs, he feels the need of telling us what he learned, because he learned a lot from all of this time.
Sharing is scary.
Yeah, he feels like the need to share, the need to tell us about learning from an experience, and we should go for what we love or what we're passionate about.
He said, reflect and look within yourselves. Make sure you're happy. So you should do everything that makes you happy.
If you realize that it doesn't make you happy, then you should change it, or you should do something else.
Try something else.
Try something that you've never tried before, because maybe you fall in love with that.
They also say, figure out your passion. Having goals, try out something you never had. So it's really important. You
Yeah,
know?
he also mentioned that don't be afraid of failures, because you learn from
a
it.
lot from it, guys.
So that's why.
It's a step to the success.
Yeah, it's a keystone, guys. Don't forget that. I don't think anyone can ever run away from that, right? It's failures. It's a part of life.
Because the more you fail, the more you experience failures, the more you learn a lot of stuff. So it's good to fail sometimes.
Yeah, you know when to avoid things, right? And he also said never focus on the problem, but focus on the solution. So
Make
since what you thought is a problem, just keeping you there, guys. Look forward and look for the solution
Rather than sticking to the problem.
It would make you stuck in that kind of perspective, then you can move forward, because
Oh,
we
yeah.
only focus on the problem.
Find the solution, guys. Find the solution.
And he also mentioned to be grateful of what you have, of God. If you believe in God, I mean, everyone is different, but he believes in God. We all believe in God, so
We should do everything
100%.
100%, and based on what your religions, you should believe in God.
And he also mentioned this: someday you leave this world behind, so live a life you'll remember.
So you guys do everything you want in this life before it's too late.
Because you only live once.
Yeah, basically you only live once. I know it sounds cliche, but it is true. We
It is
only
true.
live once.
We don't get a second life.
So make sure you make the best out of it. What's really special about Mr. Johannes Ilias that the fact that he lost his ability to see when he was 4 years old, but that doesn't dictate his success. So after moving to Jakarta, at first it was so hard for him to find a school, but then his stepfather, who his mom remarried, helped him to find a school for him. And then he finished his study in 2007 and started working to help his family and save up for the community. He and 3 of his friends created this website to help Indonesia, and then they believe to stay focused because that way you can reach your goal. He created this website called ITCFB, which is IT Center for the Blind. So they broadcast streaming radio media, audio tutorials, quick accessibility software for the blind. They also often share and discuss about ICT, which is good.
Because we don't have that in Indonesia, and I think it's important that he created this for this community because need this kind of help, guys.
And I think it's really
Inspiring how
he wants to
contribute to the society.
and get back to the society after he studied programming, which is good.
This company that he has also visited Yogyakarta, right?
Yeah, and teach the blind to use softwares and how to utilize it. And actually, Android is the alternative for that. And then he taught us that disability isn't the limit. When one door closes, 1 million others open. So that means you should do what you want and believe on it. And you have to have goals and vision. So you can't.
Don't think that whatever you have, like whatever lacking that you have, gonna stop you for gaining your success.
No, it doesn't dictate that. You should do further and reach your goal, and he did it. And it's really inspiring to see. So guys, never ever
See your lacking or your disability as something that dictates your future. What touches our heart from Mr. Arvid is the fact that when he was a kid, he wasn't the smartest, and he was naughty, lazy, and even predicted to not finish high school. But he wanted to play music and be a rock star, so he pursued his bachelor degree in that specific area, sound of engineering. But then after that, he struggled on finding out jobs because not a lot of people would accept sound of engineering as something, because it's very
promising.
it's limited. It's
especially here.
Yeah, especially here. He thought that maybe I should do master's degree, but he was constantly rejected for master's degree in both United Kingdoms and the Netherlands. So that he felt the need that maybe I should start working. So he started working as cleaner in dorms and then cleaner in pubs because he needed money. And after that, he started working as bartender and caretaker, and then as cook in a Japanese restaurant.
So many
warehouse
different jobs.
So many different jobs that is like known as like not qualified, like higher income jobs.
I mean, he has bachelor degree,
but he couldn't even work in the big companies. So then he went to a phase when he looked in the mirror and felt the kick. Then he came across this book that his dad gave him called Rich Dad Poor Dad. So he got inspired by reading that book and wanting to own a business. And he also taught us that we can complete the dots in our life and see what it meant for our life. How he completed his dots is by, if he never pursued music, he would never learn how to be creative, because a lot of social media's career need creativity.
Creativity is neat, guys.
And if he never became a cleaner, he would never appreciate education and do well. And if he never become a bartender, then he wouldn't know how to deal with customer service.
Customers,
They're a different type of people and people's needs. Working in a warehouse teach him how to motivate, study master's degree, because he then later studied master degree. And working with people with mental health teach him how to be patient and how to appreciate his life, because a lot of people there are now with family, and he realized that he is fortunate enough to have good family and to have such a loving family.
So he learned a lot of skills.
And at the end, if he never read that book, he would never find that drive that makes him want to own a business. He teaches us that sometimes you feel lost or feel like you don't know what you're doing and afraid of making a mistake. But he said it's okay to make mistakes. Just go through it and keep pushing forward. Because sometimes it may not make sense now, but it will make sense in the future, guys. So I think that's it from us today, guys, this week. I hope you guys like it,
and I hope it inspires you to keep going forward.
And you should know that your disabilities won't stop you from making it in the big world, guys.
It should never dictate you, okay? And you should start believing in yourself. You guys are special in your own way. So,
because without
embrace it.
Your motivation, there will not be something that will come out from it.
So I hope you guys like it
and enjoy it. And don't forget to
share,
subscribe,
comment,
and do all those stuff.
and subscribe to our channel.
And I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.
See, heaven's got a plan for you.
Don't you worry.
Still remember how it all changed. See, heaven's got a plan for you.